Poland that were made in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. Before I explain a little bit about this series, I want to thank the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. This organization has given us, for the past few years and for the next year or two, a really generous $25,000 per year grant to make this series possible. It is unbelievable how much support they've given us. And we're just one of many organizations that they help out throughout the year. So we're so grateful for the Academy for all their support. And so the series was started, this year we were kind of inspired by this movie, this argument that we had actually years ago after watching a movie called At the Edge of Russia, which screened at True False in 2011. It was a Polish movie from a 20-something director named Michał Marczak. We watched it, we thought it was pretty much perfect, but no one could agree whether or not there was anything like non-fiction in the filmmaking at all. People thought it was completely scripted, and there was a really intense debate, and it ultimately made it into the festival. Even we all loved it. But after the film screened, we had we talked to Michał, the director, and found out that his film was really a part of a tradition in Poland. And so this series was, among other reasons, we're kind of exploring that tradition and all the innovation that came out of Poland in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And to help us do this, to curate the series, and to write this 48-page monograph, which you can pick up for free outside, we have film critic Ella Bettencourt, who's done a tremendous job and who's helped get all these filmmakers here, who's organized a lot for us. And so if you could please help me welcome Ella to the stage.
Thank you so much, Chris, and thank you, True False, and thank you all for being here. So I will just say a few words about what you're about to see tonight. This is probably our most daring program, and True False is about pushing boundaries, Neither Nor is about pushing boundaries, and tonight, even more so, I feel, in many ways. The short that you'll see, yes, it is titled Ratcatcher, and the film is very much allegorical, and the title is very much literal, as you're about to see. So I think we're in for some thrill. But I want to talk about Through and Through, just really briefly. We're very fortunate to have Grzegorz Królikiewicz with us here tonight. And so, yes. And I know that some of you will be running out to your next session. I know that some of you will be running out to the next session, but if you are not, please, you are very welcome to stay. We will have a Q&A with Mr. Królikiewicz. So about Through and Through, if we had to label it anything, and it would be so much better if we didn't, but I guess if we had to, we could say that it's a docudrama, or at least Grzegorz Królikiewicz would prefer to think of it that way. It is based on real-life events. The two main protagonists are, in fact, professional actors. They're also non-actors. There are scripted scenes, there are unscripted scenes, so I think you'll discover that there's some kind of wondrous line being crossed back and forth and back and forth. And there are definitely moments that have a distinct documentary feel, but this is very much also an auteurist film, as you'll see. It is really also very much an art film. And in Poland, this film was pretty much, and is to this day, considered an unprecedented event. I mean, we had the political climate that we had, and under communism, really, it was kind of hard to get creativity going. And so Poland, it's often considered that even though Western Europe had its new wave cinema, we didn't. But I think this was the kind of moment that when people saw this film, they thought, well, at least we have this pearl. So Through and Through, and thank you for being here.
Remember to turn off your cell phone. Thank you very much.